Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatim. Oh, sorry. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiti Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopal Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 17th, verse number 40. Amoni panchastanani
Amoni Panchasthanani
Idharam Prabhave Kali
Yadharam Prabhavakali
Autarena Dattani
Autareyana Dattani
Nyavasattan Nideshakrit.
Nyavasattanideshakrit.
Please recite.
Amuni Panchasthanani
Amoni panchasthanani
Yadharma Prabhavah Kalihi
Yadharma Prabhavakali
Autareyena Dattani
Autarena Dattani
Nyavasattanideshakrit.
Nyavasattan Nideshakrit. Amoni panchasthanani
Yadharma Prabhavakali Autareyena Dattani Nyavasattanideshakrit.
Motivate.
Amuni Panchasthanani
Amuni Panchasthanani
Yadharma Prabhavakali
Yadharma Prabhavakali
Autarayena Dattani
Autareyena Dattani
Nyavasattanideshakrit.
Nyavasattanideshakrit.
Word to word meaning. Amoni,
Amuni,
all those,
all those,
Pancha,
Pancha,
5,
five,
Sthanani,
Sthanani,
places,
places,
he,
he,
certainly,
certainly,
Adharma,
Adharma,
irreligious principle,
religious principles,
Prabhava,
Prabhava,
encouraging,
encouraging,
Kali,
Kali,
the age of Kali,
the age of Kali,
Avtarine,
Uttarayena,
by the son of Uttara,
by the son of Uttara,
the Tani,
the Tani,
delivered,
delivered,
Nivasat,
Navasat,
dwelt,
dwelt,
Tat,
Tat,
by him,
by him,
Nideshakrit,
Nideshakrit,
directed.
directed.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai. Translation. Thus the personality of Kali, by directions of Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Uttara, was welcome to live in those 5 places. Purport. Thus, the age of Kali began with gold standardization, and therefore falsity, intoxication, animal slaughter, and prostitution are rampant all over the world. And the saner section is eager to drive out corruption. The counteracting process is suggested above, and everyone can take advantage of this subject. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamishya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sadhanatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sarana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamishra Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Nami Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
First of all, I'd like to seek blessings from all the devotees, especially Vijay Prabhu. Somehow yesterday when I was just going to the bed, I was realizing that, we are just sleeping with Vijay Prabhu, he's just inside the room and we are sleeping outside. But then I was realizing how great fortune it is to be with someone who has been going out for doing book distribution day in and day out for past almost like 50 years, Prabhuji, nearly 50, 47 years. Every day, Prabhuji has been going out and doing books. And yesterday I went, I was like a little bit tired after coming back, But then I was, what kind of energy Prabhuji is having every day in and day out. And we have such great fortune to be. Yeah, but from 47 years you have been doing this book distribution. It's like a great honor to be with him. And sometimes Prabhupada told this very wonderful thing that we don't realize with whom we are staying. If we know each and every devotee with whom we are staying, then our we will really value that devotee so much. And here we see we have such great wonderful personality, and we sometimes don't take that personality, that association very seriously. Then it's our great misfortune. It's like I remember this analogy which was given by Srila Prabhupada, that a old woman, she is on the top of the hill, and she wants to cook her food. So she just goes in the forest, cuts some trees, and then gets the wood, and then starts cooking. And a traveler, he just goes traveling by, and he is so stunned by the fragrance what is coming out from the food. It's not from the food, but it's from the stick. Why? Because the stick what the lady is using is sandalwood stick, and she doesn't have the value that she's using Malaya Chandan for cooking, for cooking her, this thing. So that is how Prabhupada tells, sometimes the association of devotees is so important, so rare, that we don't understand the value, what we have got. We have got Chandan with us, but we are using it for just burning and, cooking our food. So it's like, such a wonderful thing actually, that, we have Vijay Prabhu with us. If we value it, we'll come to understand it's like such a great gem. No, thank you, Prabhuji. Yesterday I was just meditating while just going to the bed, and so wanted to express your great gratitude to you for your wonderful services, Prabhu. Very very inspiring actually. Uh, so it's my audacity that I'm still speaking in front of you. But just as a service to all of you, I would like to speak something on Srimad Bhagavatam for my purification of heart. So today's verse, it's like very wonderfully, if you see what is happening here, Maharaj Parikshit is giving Kali, this, Kali has approached, and she's approaching, and then he's asking for a place to reside, and Maharaj Parikshit gave four places initially. What are the four places?
Yeah, there's prostitution,
Gambling,
Intoxicating.
falsity, and then
It's intoxicating.
intoxicating,
Meeting.
meat eating, and all these things, four regulative principles where they are broken, you can reside there. Kali, she happened to go and search all over the earth, and she could not find a single place where this was practiced. And she felt that she has been cheated by Maharaj Parikshit. And Maharaj Parikshit wanted to drive out Kali from the kingdom, but then and she came and asked again, please give me one more place to reside. And that time actually Kali, Maharaj Parikshit gave one more place. That was wherever there is excessive gold, which is not used, there you can reside. So Kali started living in that one place, and from there it started expanding like anything. So the expansion principle we can understand, it's like the expansion principle. Krishna's energies are always expanding, either material or spiritual. They are always expanding. Like you just start, thinking about yourself, or a person who has become a devotee. How did he start becoming a devotee? He was just he might have just met someone like and got a book. Like he might have met Vijay Prabhu, got a book, and he might have just read some lines, and might have been just invited for a program. He told, okay, one program, what is the point? Let me go and just attend a program. And there is anyway free prasad and free dinner for us. Let me go and have it. So one time, as soon as they come, they're introduced to such nice programs and other things like that. And immediately, what are they asked? They're asked to, can you just chant one round? And then one round slowly starts, and if the person is coming again and again, he's asked to chant couple of more rounds. So the spiritual energy is expanding in his life. One round to two rounds to Ekadashi, you can chant one more round. And that's how devotee tell them. And then eventually what happens? Everything gets Krishna conscious, everything gets Krishnaized in their life. Their food habits are changing slowly. Their breaking of four regulative principles get changed. And then eventually they why do you hear materialistic songs or movies? You should hear some nice lectures, kirtans. And then all their YouTube channels are changing, and then their dress style is changing, their culture is changing, so everything expands, because the energy is spiritual energy. So spiritual energy is expanding. If we take shelter of material energy, then what will happen? The material energy will expand. So Krishna's energy Whichever you take shelter of, that will expand. If you are taking shelter of material energy will be expanding. It's like that. So we know this thing that material energy expands so strongly, and everyone has been mesmerized by the material energy whenever it is expanding. So which energy are we taking shelter of? That is very important. Here Parikshit Maharaj is giving Kali, this little place, and she's expanding like anything. Now his complete entourage has been taken away by Kali, and then the kingdom has been ruled by Kali now, because expanding her four activities. Kali is expanding just with four activities. That is, meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex. These are like the four things which people really try to enjoy in this world, and they are expanding. These things are so much expanding actually. It's expanding like anything. It's not like something which is very very tough to recognize. For a devotee, it's very easy to recognize. When we walk out, actually, we go to any shop here for purchasing, you always find these things are the first thing which are available. You go to Walmart, you go to any Costco or anything, there's meat which is being sold like complete, and it's like a if you just walk in, you feel like you are walking in and committing so much sinful activities. There's beef which is kept everywhere. It's like meat, beef, and wines are just stored house actually. And then there is intoxication. There's gambling. This gambling tickets which are sold. Sold in millions actually. And they're getting. People are allured for this things. And this is how actually Kali is expanding. If we don't have the vision to see these things, that these are the agents of Kali, then it's something which is we are lacking the spiritual vision to see this thing. So when it comes to how when it comes to gold, actually, Prabhupada is telling very wonderfully that gold should be utilized. In the purpose before that, Prabhupada tells many things how this Kali can be controlled. Especially it is in the hands of the leaders who can control this Kali. And how is it possible that Kali can be controlled? Is when they have at least everyone is Prabhupada writes very beautifully that in the ministry also, cabinet ministry also, they should chant Mangalarti before they start meeting. That is something which is so very recommended. If the minister set an example, we can see what can happen. We just go back couple of years, 1.5 year back, when Narendra Modi wanted to inaugurate that Ayodhya temple. And what was the consciousness throughout the world? In India, it was so much. Everyone was thinking of Lord Ram. That day, 22nd of January, that was the day, right? 2024, something like that. When that was the day when, the everyone was just praying. They were doing something for welcoming Lord Ram to his temple, and all over the world. In fact, in US also, people were like, Indians, at least they had that consciousness that Lord Ram is going to come, and everyone, they were rallies which were taking out, because one person wanted to do something. So if the leader become Krishna conscious, you see what kind of effect he can bring throughout the world. Throughout the world, in the sense to the region where he is ruling. So it's in the hands of leader. If they want, they can drive out Kali. Narendra Modi wanted to drive out this. He wanted to restrict in all over India, at least ban of this pornographic sites. And he tried that for a couple of days, and it was such a great revolt which had come from all the Indians. Means those who wanted to access that thing. He wanted to drive out that thing, that thing which was so illicit. That sucks the consciousness or brings the consciousness of a per person down. I'm not just praising him, but I'm telling how a leader has the potency to drive out Kali, because he knows these places Kali resides, and he's banning. Gujarat is a place where you cannot, there is no meat eating actually allowed. You cannot sell meat openly. Which state has it in India? No other state is having it. And now somehow the UP president, he's trying to make sure that at least in Vrindavan there is no meat which is sold. So because of that thing, at least the sanctity of places has been, we are trying to preserve it. So it's in the hands of the leaders actually. So what Prabhupada is writing, if few leaders they are becoming little Krishna conscious, you see the effect what is happening. If leaders become Krishna conscious, then they can definitely drive out Kali actually. So it's very important to understand. And other thing, this thing was brought out that gold has to be used in the service of the Lord. Nowadays what we have is the currency, which is like fake validation of the gold. But how much the country can print and use, no one knows. So Prabhupada tells that one more thing is, so we should have exchange with the gold coins or silver coins. That is like proper thing. If you bring back that system, then we really understand what which country is really rich or which country is really poor. So we are speaking about the gold. There was a person who was like having this touchstone. He could make it anything into gold. So he lended that touchstone to a person, and this person who got the touchstone, he told, you can have this touchstone for three months. And this person was thinking, okay, I will have it for 3 months, I'll become very rich. But for the touchstone, he was thinking, I should have iron. So he went to the market and he was trying to purchase the iron. And that time he did not have sufficient money to purchase the iron. So he was thinking, okay, I'll wait for 1 more month and make sure that the price of iron goes down, and then I can purchase the iron. And then he came back the second month and he was trying to see the prices of iron, and still they are like little bit more than the previous month. So he was thinking, I cannot purchase it. And that's how he just spent it all his time. And the third month had ended, and that person came and asked, can I have my touchstone back? Did you use it? It was, I will not use it. Sometimes it's like that for us. We have touchstone with us. That is, what is the touchstone we have? Holy name. We have Krishna with us actually. But sometimes we don't know how to utilize that holy name or that Krishna with us. And we are like that small miserly person who are very, very lazy to utilize it. So if we don't know how to use it, then it's like something which is which is wrong from our side. So one should know this, the way we can use this Krishna conscious movement or make our lives very, very sublime and make our lives very wonderful by using the right, using this Krishna conscious means to become more Krishna conscious. So other thing I was just thinking of is, there are two types of rasas. If we are speaking about the there is Vishaya ras and there is Bhakti ras, or there is two rasas. Vishaya ras, everyone wants to enjoy this Vishaya ras. Everyone is soaked their consciousness in enjoying this Vishaya ras. What is Vishaya ras? Trying to enjoy this material world and trying to get happiness from the material objects what we are surrounded with. That is like Vishaya ras, and everyone wants to get more and more. But are they satisfied? The question is, are they satisfied? No. You try to get one phone, one iPhone, iPhone, 15 Max, Pro Max, and then immediately there is one more iPhone which is coming up, 16 Max, and you are hardly, thinking, which one is more better, and then you are realizing and regretting, this is not going to give you permanent happiness. And then you take a big house and still you're not happy. You are seeing others and comparing yourself and telling he has more bigger house than me. Or you want to enjoy in the car, but the car, you see there is one more car which is coming up. So this material Vishaya Rasa is never going to give satisfaction. The more you want to dive deeper into this, and this is what actually Kali is giving us an option, that you can just dive in this rasas and soak yourself, but you will never be satisfied, because these rasas will never give you satisfaction. Whereas there is this bhakti rasa. Bhakti rasa also there is a problem. What is the problem? The more you want to go and soak yourself in that, you get satisfied initially, but at the end you want more and more, and you feel dissatisfied. Yeah, I did not get more. Is it not? Our bhakti rasa is like that. Ask any you see any of the acharyas, will they tell you that I am satisfied fully with my Krishna consciousness? No, no one is satisfied, because they want to dive deeper and taste more actually. Nectar of devotion tells, they are like, the acharyas are like, great sharks who are, diving deeper into the ocean and trying to soak their consciousness more and more in Krishna consciousness. And the more deeper they dive, they think the ocean is getting more deeper. And, they try to get that rasa actually, bhakti rasa, by diving more deeper and deeper. But here we are, sometimes when we become initiated, when we come initially, we are so satisfied. Bole Prabhu, I've done my 16 rounds of japa today. I'm fully satisfied. I'll just hang my bead bag after that. We are not looking at the bead bag anytime. It's like something which is, well, that is next day morning. So that is bhakti rasa is like, sometimes that is like our, immature state of bhakti, that we are satisfied with small, small taste, what we get in bhakti. But bhakti rasa means you're satisfied initially, but you want more and more. The more, you want to keep chanting the holy name of the Lord. You want to keep hearing the name of the, kathas actually, or kirtans. You want to just be in touch with Krishna. That is bhakti rasa. And every living entity is looking for that happiness. This book, On the Way to Krishna, Prabhupada writes in the first paragraph, that every living entity is looking for happiness. But somehow or the other, he doesn't know, how to become happy. And he tells that, we have the right method to make everyone happy. If they just come and be in touch with Krishna or become Krishna conscious, they'll become so happy. And it's like, making a fish dive deeper into the water. If the ship if the fish is given small amount of water, it won't be satisfied with one glass of water, or one small pond, not even small pond, like a small bowl of water. But it will be satisfied when it is put in the ocean. Same way Prabhupada tells that everyone is looking for that happiness. Everyone wants to be happy, but somehow or the other, they don't know how to become happy. And we have that rasa actually. Bhakti rasa is there. So in Kali Yuga, it's more and more challenging, because Kali Yuga, what is happening is Kali Raj is expanding more and more. You see, you just walk around in US or walk around in this country, you will never find that people are very, very happy. People are not satisfied at all so much. Though it may appear that they are very advanced and living in a very luxurious life, but in their hearts of heart, they're not at all satisfied. I met a person when I was in San Diego a couple of years back. And he was like, he just came after, we went out for doing book distribution, and he got a book, and he came back to the Sunday feast when we invited. And while the Sunday feast was going on, he wanted to speak. He heard me talk, and then while Sunday feast Prasad was going on, he came and he spoke to me. And that time he spoke to me. He was like a army veteran, and then he worked like so long, for almost like 30, 40 years. And then he started like telling me all this stuff, telling that I did so much. I went this place, that place, trying to find, a great amount of life. I wanted to explore my life. I did so many things, but at the end of the life, I'm still not satisfied. I'm not still happy at all. That's what he's at the age of around 72 or something like that. And he's telling me he's not satisfied leading such a, in one way, he's like one of the heroes for an other outside people, but he's not satisfied at all. And I felt, oh my God, this person is not satisfied. But here, a person who is Krishna conscious, he becomes so satisfied, because he's getting that rasa, bhakti rasa. So in our lives, what rasa are we, getting soaked in? That is very important. Are we getting soaked in bhakti rasa or Vishaya rasa? That is like very, very important for us. We are somehow or the other, not getting. If someone is not satisfied in his spiritual life, then we should definitely check. Where is my taste for holy name? Where is my taste for hearing? Where is my taste for serving the devotees? Where is my taste for going out and rendering some nice services? If this is something which everyone is lacking, you know so there are 5 steps which are very, very wonderful to look forward for, by which one can see their advancement, or you know their everyone does these 5 steps as a devotee. But how do we do these things? That is very important. First step is the association of saintly person. When we come in the association of saintly person, we have a small problem with that. What is that? We start evaluating the saintly persons. This person, he speaks so nicely. This person looks very nicely. This person leads kirtan very nicely. So we start evaluating that saintly person. Though it's one of the limbs of devotional service, which is very important to associate with. But here, in spite of practicing that limb, what is happening is we are, not taking full advantage of that thing, and we are getting a minimal effect of being in a saintly person's association. So it's very, very important that we just don't rating a saintly person. Like sometimes we are rating a movie or a book or or something like that. This saintly person is like that. Association is important. We should know how to associate also. And if we take the right association in the right way, we get the best benefit. We don't want to become like that old woman, who is on the mountain and burning the chandan sticks. We want to utilize that chandan stick to make sandalwood and offer it to the Lord. So association of saintly persons is very, very important. And then next thing is what we do is we do hearing of the names of the Lord, hearing Krishna Katha. But the thing is, we most of the time we hear Krishna Katha, but we are so casual with our Krishna Katha. Well, it's okay, let me just hear. We hardly have any interest or any greed actually. There is no lolium for hearing Krishna Katha. If that lolium is not there, it's very, very tough that, Krishna will reciprocate from the heart. We are hearing Krishna Katha, but there is no reciprocation of the Lord. So we have to just change our ways of doing the things actually. If we just do that, it becomes very, very meaningful actually. How we can be in such a great way we can get benefited actually. So, and the third thing is serving the lotus feet of Guru. Serving the lotus feet of Guru, or taking his instructions at life. And so, like yesterday also we were discussing, taking the instructions. And what is the instructions what a Guru gives or spiritual master gives? Spiritual master gives the same instruction in one way, that you should chant the 16 rounds very attentively. Follow the four regulative principles. Engage yourself in Krishna service. Read Krishna books. Or read Prabhupada books. Engage your consciousness in that thing, and utilize your time in becoming more and more Krishna conscious. So if you don't do this stuff, then what is the point? We are not following the instructions of the Guru. And sometimes when we are following the instructions of the Guru, there is one more thing what happens. That is, we become proud that I am following the instructions of the Guru. And then we get hardly minimal, effect or minimal benefit of following the Guru's instructions. So this is very important, that serving the Guru, but without becoming, without pride actually. If pride is there, then everything is lost actually. Everything is lost. And then comes the thing is singing the glories of the Lord actually. We want to sing or we want to chant the names of the Lord, but sometimes there is again problem. We want to sing, but we sing in such a way that people should recognize that I am singing rather than what I am singing. It's like that. People nowadays, it's like that. It's like more or less people want that. They should sing who is the singer, rather than understanding that they should be concentrating on the Maha Mantra or the names of the Lord. So that is something which, these are small tendencies what a devotee has grown up with, and these tendencies has to be somehow overcome actually. And the last thing is doing all these things with great amount of determination and great amount of faith. If we have faith in doing all these aspects, associating with devotees, hearing Krishna Katha, serving the lotus feet of the Guru, and then chanting the names of the Lord, but with great amount of determination and faith, and with great amount of prayer, then the benefit is like beneficial so much. It's like very, very beneficial. But the problem is we are all like Kali Yuga products. We are like, I was hearing one lecture of Shamanand Prabhu, and he was telling this thing. We are like, the last product in the garbage dump. The garbage dump is there, and in that, there are so many products, but we are the last one, especially the Kali Yuga living entities. Why it is last one? Because we are like, somehow or the other, we are, we don't have, perfect bodies, imperfect bodies we have imperfect intelligence, we have tendency to cheat, we have cheating tendency, we have imperfect senses, we have like getting illusion, and then we have the tendency to cover up everything. So we have these tendencies, but somehow or the other we want to cover up all these things and present ourselves to be a very gentleman. So somehow that is like a very strong person, so if we are like garbage dumps, and we are Kalyuga products, and we somehow or the other want to utilize that tendencies very nicely, then it's not proper. The last thing I just want to end before I just want to tell a small story before I end. There was a Brahmana. He was like living with his wife and trying to have a very wonderful grahastha family. But this Brahmana was not going out for working and other stuff like that. And he was like so satisfied, with his work. But his wife wanted that he should go out for getting more money and other stuff like that. So he was so fed up at one time that he told, okay, I'll go and commit suicide. So he went to the forest and he was started walking towards the forest. In the forest, he thought some animal will come and attack me and then kill me. So immediately, what had happened? A lion came, out of nowhere, and this lion was about to devour this Brahmana. When it was time for him to just tear apart the Brahmana, this small swan which was there, he happened to be around, and then he told the lion,
Small.
"Swan, swan, swan,
Swan.
yeah, swan." So small swan, he happened to see that what lion is about to do. He told lion, "Please don't do this thing. Please don't do this thing. He's a Brahmana. He's very dear to the Lord. You should not. You should be worshipping him rather than killing him and eating him." And this person, this lion felt, oh my God, this man wanted to help me, and he's protecting me. And immediately he told, okay, I should worship him. I should give him something. So in the forest, he could find many valuable gems and other things like that. So this lion went inside, brought few gems and stones and other things, and he brought and gave it to this Brahmana. And he told, please, Brahmana, I'm very happy to serve you. Please take this stones and then go back. So this Brahmana felt, okay, now I have got something which I can give it to my wife, and my wife will be satisfied with this stuff. So this Brahmana went back again and he gave it to the wife, and then wife started expanding her grahastha life more nicely. And eventually what had happened, because they were not like merchants, they could expand their business or anything like that. Again, eventually within like some time, within few years, this Brahmana became like pauper, and there was nothing for him to do anything. And the wife started scolding again every day. Well, you go out and do something, get something for us. We have such wonderful status now. There is nothing in the house, this and that. And this Brahman again felt, this is too much. I cannot handle it. I should go and commit suicide. And then he went back again to the forest. This time, again, he was just thinking, oh my God, if I meet that lion, it will be very nice. He was just thinking like that. And immediately that lion appeared, and this lion appeared and he brought some stones also. But then what had happened, there was the atmosphere of the forest had changed, and he was not in the right place. And there was a crow who happened to see that the lion is serving a Brahmana. And the crow told to the lion from the top of the tree, oh lion, what are you doing? You're the king of the forest. Why are you worrying about the small Brahmana? His flesh is the most tastiest flesh actually, because he has eaten the right things. He has eaten ghee and other stuff like that. Why are you wanting to worship him? And then immediately this lion, he came to his senses. Well, yeah, I'm a lion actually. I'm not supposed to do anything like that. And then immediately he jumped on that Brahmana, tore him apart, and then had his lunch. And then the rest, the crow had it. So, what is the moral of the story now? What is the moral of the story? Now, this is a very wonderful story, but what is the moral? I want to check it from all of you.
The power of association.
Okay, the power of association. What else? Yes.
Unnecessary material attachments and sort of the state of mind of the Brahmana. In the beginning, he didn't have any of that desires, but when he chanced on it, and then when he came again, then he was always thinking, oh, if I can meet that lion again. So then he developed that material attachment.
Yes, developing material attachment, unnecessarily developing material attachment. What else? There's one more very beautiful lesson what we can get. The power of association is very strong anyway. That is there. Anything?
Brahmana should do his duty rather than just giving up, committing to suicide.
Okay, Brahmana should do his duty rather than, yes, Brahmana should be satisfied in whatever
Like
happens.
charity, that's what Brahmanas do.
Yes, Brahmana should be
Rather
charitable.
than this, suicide is not recommended.
Yeah, suicide is not recommended. This is just a story, but I'm telling, the main thing is the power of words. It's like, just see, power, it comes in power association only, but the power of words. What kind of words the crow used and what kind of words the swan had used, and both had great amount of effect on that person. So it's like, if we utilize the right words at the right time, then you see the effect what can happen on a person. If you don't do that, then you see, it's like something which is very very tough. That association will not be so effectful. As I was telling, now we should know how to associate with devotees. If we don't know, if we are associating with devotees and not improving our consciousness and their consciousness, then that association is not association. It's just coming together and staying at one place. It's like that. Some people are staying outside in a hotel or some apartment or something like that, and we are staying. But if there is no association which is elevating our consciousness, if it is, we are not discussing more about Krishna, not discussing more about bringing our consciousness more and more purer, then that association is not so strong. So association is very very important, and the words we use to address each other are very very important. It's like, it can impact a person, it can make a person or break a person. That is told, you can make or break a person just by your words. So how you utilize the words, they are very very important, very powerful. So, and Kali is one of the things. Why did I tell the stories? Kali is one of the things where people are so dishonest. Now, this one principle is only thing which is very very strongly applicable in Kali Yuga, is that if people are honest in their dealings, in their presenting themselves, speaking honestly, then Kali can be very easily be overcome. Because honesty is the only principle which is like working very strongly against Kali. So if we are very honest in our words, in our dealings, in our presentation, in our practices, honestly we are doing nothing like anything should not be duplicitously practiced, or there should be no duplicity in our hearts. If this is there, then it's very very, that is where Kali is actually residing in our hearts and in our lives, and making our lives very very tough actually. Then we are like a puppet in the hands of Kali. We want to become a puppet in the hands of Krishna, like how Prabhupada tells in that song, Nachao Nachao Prabhu Nachao Eva. That we want to be the puppet in the hands of Krishna, not in the hands of Kali. So if we are hands in the hands of Kali, then it's very very easy that we want to be very dishonest, we want to be duplicitous, we want to take shelter of all the places, or do all the things where Kali is residing actually. So this is very important, so that we take shelter of Krishna, we take shelter of his name, his the association of devotees, and make our lives very very sublime and very joyful. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you want to speak something? That will be very wonderful. You can add something or correct me if I've told anything wrong.
Also, the Prana was too attached to his wife.
Yes, the Brahmana is too attached to his wife actually. Yes. Brahmana should be detached actually, he should be, yes. Any questions or comments?
I'm not sure one thing. So when Sudama went to Krishna to ask, it was similar setting. He needed wealth, and his wife told him to take the chip rice to Krishna. And after Krishna took the chip rice, when Sudama was walking back, the Bhagavatam mentioned that he was at that time Krishna had not given him any wealth.
Yeah.
So at that time he for a second he thought, why did I went there with some desire, and Krishna didn't want to give me something. And then Radheshyam Prabhu mentions in our class that it was because at that time Sudama thought, if Krishna didn't give me anything, it means he thought I would get distracted if he gave me that.
Yes.
So if he gave me wealth at that point, Krishna, I might have become distracted. That is why Krishna did not give me. And he was very satisfied that Krishna didn't give him anything.
Yes.
And then when he went back, and Krishna saw that he was completely purified of that desire for wealth. And then when he went back, he saw his house had transformed.
Yes.
So maybe this Brahmana could have.
Somehow this Brahmana did not have the right right understanding or association. So that's why he might have just made a mistake that this Brahmana could have not be satisfied with what he got first time. First time he would have been so satisfied that he got so much. He could have made his life more wonderful actually, doing his Brahminical duties. It's just a story, It's not like a part of any this thing, but to bring out very nicely. This I heard it like from one devotee actually. I don't remember his name right now. 3-4 years or 5-6 years back, he told this story, and then he asked very beautiful lessons, and we all like gave all so many answers about Brahmana only and association and other things like that. Yes. Any other point before we end? जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय,
जय।
समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंद। हरि हरि बोल।